Okay, today's review will be on the Wansen Digital Pro LED Video Light W96. I would like to start by saying that I have a very bad code, so if you guys can't understand me, I do apologize. But excuse me. Here goes the review. The W96 is the quote unquote unofficial upgrade to the original Z96. The first batch of these units were having a lot of issues, technical issues. So Tony, the creator, went ahead and sent me a second unit, which is right here, and we'll go ahead and speak about that in a minute. Just wanted to show you that no upgrades have been done to the box. It's the same original generic box, same interior, soft, very simple styrofoam. No specification on the box, no dimensions, no voltage usage, and so forth. Okay, the box is just a box. All right, let's go ahead and start talking real briefly about the first batch of units where the filter used to dance all over the place because it had very weak magnets. I went on eBay and I bought myself 20 of these very extremely strong earth magnets. 20 for $1, free shipping. Invest in those. You put them on all four corners of the unit, on your filters if you like, and it becomes quite strong. Okay. Without these upgraded magnets that I installed on my own, where did it go? Sorry about that. Um, they're so strong that it finds the filter and just starts jumping towards the filter. So let's put those to the side. Without those magnets, the thing would be all over the place, as you can tell. Okay. You could watch the first video and see what were the issues. First one, very cheap LEDs that were greenish. The plastic casing is very hollow, very crackly. The back door very weak. It opens with one finger. Internals, spring-loaded battery connectors, which with usage, batteries in and out, become very prone to getting loose and ripping off the unit itself. Excuse me. The DC unit in the back is very wide and very easy to. The DC connector inside was very weak and so forth. Okay, on to the new unit. I'm gonna go back and forth comparing both units so you guys could be aware of the upgrades. On the new unit, both filters have improved magnet strength. I say, it's a lot stronger than these. But still, two filters at a time, it tends to wobble a bit. I mean, I don't see it falling like the original one, but it's still kind of soft. One unit, though, is strong enough that you could pick the unit, the W96, up with the filter, by the filter, should I say. Were the issues of the green LEDs was the was the green LED issue updated? Yes and no. It still consists of green LEDs. Tony has stated that he's actually the units that you guys should be receiving will be all white LEDs. How did he fix this issue with the unit that he sent me? Let me get to that in a minute. Let's go with the basics. The new unit has a very rubberized feeling to it. It's covered in rubber. Rubber paint. I'm not sure what the material is, but it has a rubber sleek touch feeling to it. The heating issues were taken care of. The humming issue is gone. The case seems a bit stronger. I'm not sure if it's because the lacquer of rubber that it has on top of it. But the back door is a little bit stronger. You have to open it by pressing down with one finger and with the other hand pulling on the door. Now it has a sticker with the specs on it, which is a lot helpful. The hole in the back seems a little bit smaller. Here goes the filters on this one. Now the innards, the back of the door is not covered in this rubber material. Not sure why, but the insides are. But we still have the spring-loaded connectors, which could be an issue, on the field, pulling in and popping out batteries, gonna get these real loose and eventually it'll fall out, as opposed to the original Z96 that had the the hard connectors. Okay, this code is killing me, by the way. You still have the LEDs in the back, which function. I'm not sure how well they do function, but they do power up. Now, how were the green tint issues corrected? If you recall, on the old unit, well, the battery used to fall out. That issue was corrected on the new one, by the way. The battery stays a lot stronger. On the old unit, with a Sony battery, it gives you a pop of flash, right? Then it doesn't turn on, and slowly you will keep rotating, a little bit of play, and eventually it'll dim in. When you had it at a low setting, you had a green tint to it. If I turn it off, I'm not sure if you guys can see the green tint. Those of you who own it are aware of the green tint. Well, it gives a green tint. Let's turn back on. But you could slowly fade it. Here's the flash. Fade it in. And when it became high, on a high setting, the LEDs will actually turn white. That's the only way that you could get white LEDs on this unit. Now on the new system, same battery. Battery stays on, by the way. You turn it on, you don't have that pop. But it goes into basically full power right away, giving you that white LED. This one you had to bring it up to a high enough power to get the white LED. This one starts at that level. Where this one would turn white, that's where this one will start. So as soon as you turn it on, it goes into full power, so you got white LEDs. It doesn't get much brighter than that. It does, like 1 or 2 stops, but then that's it. The rest is just spinning or blanks. It's like basically play. See, that's as low as you could get. That's as high as you could get. Again, compare it. We'll do it with the lights off to show you guys what it is. Now, when you have them on these 12-volt battery packs that CheesyCam recommends, put them on. I realized that on the old unit with the flash, once you have these 12-volt battery power packs, it doesn't flash no more, but it doesn't turn on. It takes a minute. Well, that's a lie. Let's see. Oops. It does flash. My bad. But that's as low as it gets. It won't dim further than that. It'll brighten, but it won't dim. As this one, as soon as you put a Sony battery in, it just doesn't dim at all. So it doesn't matter if you have the 12-volt battery connector pack on it or the Sony. Or should I say that backwards? I think this one does. No, it doesn't. See? So what I'm going to do is with the lights off, show you what they do. Now, be aware that the unit that you will be receiving, according to Tony, the creator, who kept his word, gave everybody a refund on this unit, and still send out the second unit, he states that I am the only one, just for the purposes of this review, who has gotten an LED unit with still green lights. All the other furniture units that you guys should be receiving, excuse me, within the 2 to 3 next weeks, should have white LEDs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the lights, give you a demonstration of what it does. And actually, before we go, the new unit, the orange filter is a little bit darker than the original one, the first batch of W96. It's closer. It's actually a perfect match to the Z96. How would it play? Not sure if you'll be using both lights now that you guys paid for one and getting two. If the color temperatures are going to match from light to light, because one does dim, one doesn't. This one starts at full power, this one doesn't. Plus, the gels are 2 different levels. I would say this one's darker by 2 stops. You can see my hand. So a lot way darker. Let's go ahead and turn off these lights and let's get play. Okay, so here we are in the dark to show you guys the original W96, the first batch, should we say. This is on the 12-volt, no name brand external battery pack. I will say around 16 feet from the blue wall. Actually, yeah, I would say like 12 to 15 feet. All right, let's round it up to 16 feet. This is at the lowest setting of the first batch. This is at the highest setting. If you guys look at the top right where the deer head mount is at, the light fills the whole room, right? Full blast, low blast. Let's put on the filter on it. The lowest setting, the highest setting on the 12-volt battery pack. I'm gonna switch it real quick to the Sony external battery. Oh God, I should have done this beforehand. Hold this, please. Alright. We're brief from here. Sorry about that. Alright, now switching it. This is the low setting on the Sony battery. Oops. That's the lowest dim. No, that's the lowest dimming setting on the 12. On the Sony battery pack. Lowest setting, highest setting. So it gets lower with the Sony battery, and even higher with the Sony battery than the 12-volt pack. Now, on the new unit, put this here. On the new unit with the Sony battery, in just a minute, turn this one off. Okay, this is the new unit with the Sony battery pack. That's the low setting, that's the high setting. Low setting, high setting. Low setting, high. Not much of a difference. So it doesn't get as low as the first batch, and definitely doesn't get as high. Now, that's with the 12-volt pack. With the Sony pack. The Sony battery. Forgive me, it's cold. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the 12-volt pack on the new unit. And that's the low setting and the high setting. So it gets a little brighter. It still doesn't dim. It doesn't dim that much with the Sony battery pack. It doesn't brighten that much with the 12-volt pack. So the original one had its issues. It had humming, heat, LED lights, backdoor issues, the battery connectors, and the green LED tint. The new unit, and it wasn't rubberized. The new unit is rubberized, better door in the back. It still has the same battery connector. It still has green LEDs while it's off. When you turn it on, it has full power, so it turns white. So all the issues have been fixed, but it doesn't dim. And hold this for a minute, please. It doesn't dim, nor does it brighten as powerful as the original. Now, the ball heads are improved. This is the old one, which had a plastic base. The new one has a full metal construction, with the exception of the knob in the bottom, the little twiddle thing on the side, and the tripod connector in the bottom. But full metal construction, being that once it's locked, metal on metal is not going anywhere, as opposed to the old one, which was plastic bottom, excuse me, metal ball head, so it would go all over the place. Tony states that you guys will be getting full white LED, and I did write him on the issues of no dimming, so hopefully he'll fix those issues up before you guys receive your lights in the next 2 to 3 weeks.